Unbelievable pictures this morning. We have been talking about it all morning long, and this morning in the Buzz, we're going to continue to discuss Osama bin Laden, the man behind the 9/11 attacks, tracked down and killed yesterday by a U.S. operation in Pakistan. That announcement sparked nationwide jubilation. Hundreds were flooding the streets of New York City and Washington to celebrate. We also received this picture from a viewer at Providence College during the overnight hours, where students were waving American flags outside early this morning. We also spoke with General Reginald Centracchio a short time ago about the excitement that America and Rhode Island are feeling this morning. Take a look.
We've been at war for 10 years, and sometimes we take things for granted. We are at war, and we'll continue to be at war until the war on terror is won. This is just one of those times when we need to celebrate, but be cautiously optimistic.
It's one of those few days you get to rejoice and you know that justice is a real thing.
I'm proud of the guys that were willing to go out there and take care of business. To feel excited about somebody's death is a weird feeling, but when it comes to him, it's all right.
Now, the body of the al-Qaeda leader has already been buried at sea. We just talked about that a short time ago. The U.S. says that the body was handled in accordance with Islamic tradition. Officials, though, are concerned about al-Qaeda striking back. The State Department issued a worldwide travel alert for U.S. citizens.
And that right there is a new video of the actual compound in Pakistan where Osama bin Laden was killed, and he was shot in the head by an American bullet. What I'm reading this morning, you know, the details you're going to hear about all morning and forever, is one bullet right to the left eye and killed instantly. Also, his brother was there and died, along with a courier, and I think one other person.
I think it was his son. Was it his son?
Oh, his son.
Yeah, I think it was one of his sons that were
But anyway,
killed
I
today.
know. You read so much this morning about what has gone on, and you know, I mean, obviously the reaction when we got up this morning was, wow. I mean,
absolutely. The chill up and down the arm, the thinking back to 9/11. I mean,
you almost didn't believe it at first, just because it's such a huge moment that you had to really see it again to take it all in. I know that when I first found out, it was almost like, did I hear that right? Did I really see that? You know, because it's such a huge day. It's unbelievable in terms of families that were affected in 9/11. This is so much closure for them.
It is, and you've heard some of them say that. And you know, another thing we need to remember too are those firefighters in New York.
Yes.
So many of them who rushed into that building. So many who never made it out, and I saw this just haunting shot this morning of, it was like 10 firefighters all sitting. You just see the backs of their firefighter jackets, watching a monitor. It says Osama bin Laden killed.
Times Square.
I mean, just imagine being at one of those firehouses in New York City today. I mean, just a mix of emotions, I would imagine. You know?
See FDNY on their backs in the picture. You know, obviously, this is a great step in the battle against terrorism, but there's some things that I'm concerned about. Initially, is the fact that, you know, does this stir up the beehive? Because there are a lot of people that still support this guy, dead or alive, that will die for this guy. Even if he was dead or alive, you wonder what the ramifications of this thing will be. The other thing that I'm concerned about is Pakistan. I mean, here's a country that's kind of an ally of, I use ally softly here, that word loosely, because they're not really a direct ally. If we went to war, they wouldn't jump on board with us, but you know, we do have a relationship with them, and we're fear of they have nuclear weapons that we have no idea that if they even know how to handle those things, and you can't really tick these people off too bad because you never know what kind of cuckoo mode they might go into, but they, you know, aiding and abetting a terrorist. They've had this guy, they had to know this guy was here. I mean, this is like living in the Breakers Mansion, you know, in downtown Islam, or like just on the outskirts of Islam.
Well hidden, you know?
So you wonder what happens with the relationship with that country.
I always find it amazing thinking back about this whole needle in the haystack. It's like, he really was a needle in the, you think about it, with there 5 billion plus people in the world, so many different places this guy could be. It is really amazing when you think they were finally, even though it did take 10 years, pinpoint where he was and get him in the end.
Well,
you know?
even with Saddam Hussein, he was underground. You know, it was just so many ridiculous places that he could have been. He could have been in a mountain, in a cave, underground. It's just
we thought he was in a cave, remember?
For all we knew.
For the longest time, well, he was for a time, but it's like we were almost looking in the wrong places. It seemed like for a while, and all along he's been in this compound for a while. They're saying so.
You know what? The guy, scum of the earth, and it's good that he's gone, because there was nothing good about that man.
No,
and it's definitely a step for a lot of people, like we mentioned, closure in some
it's hard to believe
kind of coming to terms.
Yeah, it's hard to believe you're actually like celebrating someone's death.
It does feel odd.
You know, this guy,
given the circumstances, I think.
Man.
I think we get an exemption today. All right, let's talk with Courtney, see what people are saying online today. I'm sure, you know, there's just a sense of pride as an American today, I would think, with this moment.
Absolutely. We have so many comments on our Facebook page. We have new people on our live blog. This is great. So I do want to share the views and comments of Roadshow viewers. So let's start on foxprovidence.com. And this one is from Joe. He said, I don't think Osama bin Laden's death will be the end of the war on terror. There is a lot of work still to be done, but I do believe we will live terror-free one day. God bless the USA. And Jean said, it's a great victory for the USA, but I still have so many questions. And Victorian Girl says, when I woke up and heard on the radio that Osama bin Laden was killed, I had to get to the TV. Here's the poll right underneath the live blog on foxprovidence.com. We're asking, do you think Osama bin Laden's death marks the end of the war on terror? A, yes, we got our man. B, no, it's about more than one man. Or C, not sure. And we have a whole page devoted to this story if you guys do want to catch up and read some of the articles today. And on our Facebook page, Ashley Evans says, I sure hope so. I just hope Al-Qaeda doesn't decide to strike back. Luis Santiago says, I don't think the war on terror will end, but I do feel that justice has been served for the families of 9/11. God bless our servicemen and women. And Jeff Pelchat says, you know this isn't over. All the troops need to come home. They will be needed here now. So if you do want to weigh in, you can do so a number of ways. We'll be chatting on the live blog till 9 o'clock. But for now, we'll switch gears, head in the kitchen. Daniel.